And we welcome you back to a special edition of the Steve Malzberg Show, the Snow Can't Stop Us edition of the program. John Bachman helping Steve out. A little issue with traveling. You may have heard about something going on in the Northeast, a little blizzard. Also, Larry Elder joining us. We're going to talk to Larry in just a quick second. But I did want to wrap up and give John G. from Tennessee a chance, who was talking about Bowe Bergdahl, and we'll have more time for callers coming up. But go ahead and finish your comment, John G. I didn't mean to cut you off there before. Go ahead.
That's quite all right, fellas. I'm with you every day, including right now. So
God bless you. Thank you for tuning in.
I thank y'all for being on there and putting it out there like it needs to be and like it really is. Meat potatoes of the matter, fellas, is that anyone who is in the military, it's one of the basic first principles that you learn in basic training, okay, your general orders. And that is that one of your general orders is you do not abandon your post until properly relieved. Okay, evidently it's come to light saying this man did desert his post. He was not properly relieved. They say held hostage. I wonder if it was more of a consorting with the enemy type thing. So I really don't understand this government's form of sympathy towards this man, and let alone to release 5 of the key insurgents that we had down in Guantanamo Bay. I mean, if that be the case, then what was we doing? I mean, what was all this for to begin with if we was just going to fight these people, capture them, or kill them if the need be, only to have a president come in a few years later to turn around and release these people back into the general public, the general population, and common sense dictates that these gentlemen are going to go back into the war again.
Yeah, what else are they going to do? Johnny G, thank you very much for calling in, and we appreciate your comments, especially we've enjoyed getting comments from several vets here today on the Bowe Bergdahl situation. And Steve and Larry, it's good to be with you guys as well. One thing we were talking about earlier, Steve, is if the Obama administration, and one could maybe read into that if they saw Rear Admiral John Kirby's press conference today denying these reports about pending charges against Bergdahl, but we know why this administration would want to cover this up. We just saw the video there of Bergdahl's parents in the Rose Garden. Now, Larry, let me ask you, if there are charges pending here against Bergdahl, in terms of past presidential embarrassments, how embarrassing would it be for this president to have a White House Rose Garden press conference with Bergdahl's parents and then only to have that followed up by desertion charges with the man in question?
Well, of course it's embarrassing, but beyond that, it says a whole lot about President Obama's foreign policy. Bowe Bergdahl is a deserter. At least that's what every single member of his platoon who spoke out said. As far as I know, Bergdahl hasn't even spoken to his parents since he's been back. And the report apparently was done a long time ago. It's been sat on because it is going to be so potentially embarrassing and say a lot about President Obama's handling of foreign policy, the way he has, in my opinion, very naively said, I'm not Bush, so I'm going to be different, and these bad guys will stop being bad because I'm a nicer, kinder person. It's just naive. It's naive and dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely, Larry, and welcome back, sir. It's always great to talk to you.
Steve.
And we'll try to get to Ballgate before we let you go this time. But
right.
but the fact of the matter is, Obama knew this, Larry and John. Obama knew. I mean, we knew this. The New York Times put stories out shortly after Bergdahl was released about the notes, the emails to home, and the father's emails back and saying that, actually kind of like being on the side of the Taliban. This is no secret, but again, this is the person Obama, because of who he is, chose to free, chose to celebrate at the Rose Garden with his parents, who I have no love for that father whatsoever. And this guy is nothing but a deserter.
Yeah, President Obama gave a speech at West Point, and a lot of people said that was his big foreign policy speech, and he had no foreign policy. Yes, he does. His foreign policy is, I'm not George W. Bush. I don't waterboard. I'm going to close down Gitmo. And as far as I'm concerned, the war on terror is over. Now somebody go tell the enemy.
Yeah, you're right. And by the way, we're going to speak to Lieutenant Colonel retired Tony Schaefer tomorrow from the London Center for Policy here tomorrow on the show. He broke the story that charges have been filed against Bowe Bergdahl for desertion, but the White House will not let them be made public yet, even though his attorney today denied that. Larry, let me ask you about this Saudi story. We played a clip from Richard Engel of NBC News. The White House put out this story that the president had to go to Saudi Arabia because he was so close to the king, blah, blah, blah. And Richard Engel, of all people, no conservative, announces on NBC News that the king hated Barack Obama.
Right. Richard Engel's been interesting. He has been consistently talking about how we are not rolling back ISIS, despite all the happy talk that Obama gave in the State of the Union speech. ISIS is still maintaining territory. For every 1,000 people that we kill, Richard Engel said they're recruiting 1,500. So Richard Engel has been one of the reporters that has spoken truth to power, as far as I'm concerned, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely right. And it says something. You know, the fact of the matter, Larry, is that Israel, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, they are closer than ever, and Egypt, because of Barack Obama.
Well, that's right. You know, Obama came into office. The first thing he did was to have Joe Biden slam the Israelis for building so-called settlements in East Jerusalem. You know, he stood up Bibi Netanyahu. He has been probably the most hostile president towards Israel that I have ever seen. And as far as Israel is concerned, this is a president who's laying down and letting Iran very slowly get a nuke. I think Obama believes that we can have a peaceful coexistence with a nuclear-armed Iran. And it's very, very scary. I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but it is quite scary.
Yeah, we had that announcement today. I guess Senate Democrats, we know Bob Menendez have been pushing for these sanctions, but it looks like the Senate Democrats are going to give this administration a little bit more space, a couple more months. And we've heard this over and over again as they try to continue to make a deal with Iran. But it does feel like the administration keeps moving the goalpost on folks who don't want to see these sanctions take place.
Right. How you can have a country like Iran publicly say that Israel is a fictitious state, it should be wiped off the face of the earth, and someday there'll be a world where there's no America. How you can allow a state like that to get a nuke is beyond me when you see the kind of power that North Korea has, a basket country of a state, been able to manipulate Sony because it's got a nuke.
And it makes you wonder what Obama has on Menendez, who's been under investigation here and there and talks of new investigations, when Menendez was adamant that he was not going to back down on sanctions in a sanctions bill, and now he has backed down.
Yeah, and also right. this president kind of embarrassing Bob Menendez, who is somebody that can go across the aisle in the Senate, and kind of embarrass him on the whole Cuba deal as well.
Right.
All right, let me ask you a domestic story here. You know, Larry, Nancy Pelosi, weighing in on a possible Mitt Romney run, said that right. I hope he is their nominee. And then she chuckled, that Nancy Pelosi chuckled, said, no, you know, no offense, he's a nice person, I like him. If Nancy Pelosi wants you to be the nominee, that's not a good sign.
Well, all I know is I wanted Obama to be the nominee back in 2008. You saw how that worked out.
Oh, okay. Good point, Larry. Thanks for being with us. John Bachman, Steve Malzberg, Larry Elder, thanks for tuning in. We're going to get to some more of your calls coming up here right after this Newsmax Now update.